Welcome to Roll Q. This is a great place for you to learn about story. It's creepy, and it is where people stop getting polite and start getting D&D. So let us all get ready to go with our amazing accents and our fabulous hair, and let's roll.
I love that joke for the under 25 crowd about the real world. It's gonna play
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you. We can.
I appreciated it a lot.
The hope would be at this point that it's out of, like, it's in the public domain and we don't have to worry about MTV coming after us.
Dude, if MTV comes after us, that means we're doing something right.
As long as we don't copy Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness, I don't think MTV shows anything else anymore. So there you go.
Fair.
All right. Dungeons and Dragons. Speaking of dungeons, you're in one. There you are in the basement or dungeon of the Death House. You have fought your way and puzzled your way all the way down into a basement, and you are now under siege from a giant baby. The battle has gone back and forth. The baby has screamed and doubled in size and is waddling around, causing mayhem with his bone claw and his baby scream. We start at the top of the round, and top of the round is Oksana. Your turn.
Yes, it is my turn. It's free action. I will take the whatever we are calling it. The Amber Shard from Gummer, and when my owlbear loads, I will be afraid because baby is coming closer. Okay. I am going to use So if Gummer is right in front of me, if I use Eldritch Blast, am I going to hit him? Oh, he's short.
No.
Yeah,
No.
you've
Well,
all made it
there's
abundantly
that.
clear just how short it is.
He's a short little bowling ball. He'll be okay.
But in future reference, if Sam was in front of you, still the lean around and shoot is fine.
Okay, and then quick mechanical question with the Amber Shard. What are we trying to do with it as action?
People have been trying to get Walter to listen, or people have been trying to tell Walter what to do. And they have been making intimidation checks to see if it works.
Quickly,
it worked once and did not work the other time, I think. Maybe it didn't work
quickly,
at all.
can I ask, in your description, did you say Walter had baby arms?
Walter does have both baby arms and baby legs, including the rolls of baby fat, except they're gray and oozy and zombie baby fat. And yes, he toddles like a child just learning to walk.
Okay. Seeing as though he might have issue with handling something of this capacity, I will take Amber Shard, and I would like to, I don't know how you're going to deal with this. I would like to try to throw it at him and aim to hit it inside one of its fat rolls. Baby fat rolls.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell you what the intention is here?
Please.
The hope is that by touching the amber, it will have some explosive effect.
Okay, very good. So, are we aiming for a roll of baby fat for flavor, or are we actually aiming for an exact roll of baby fat?
You keep
saying
the answer is we're involved in this.
Are you just trying to get it in him?
If you are aiming for an actual roll of baby fat, the difficulty is much higher.
I really actually just have this environmental like thinking about just the Amber Shard getting stuck there, but maybe it's I aim for his head and hope it hit inside his mouth. Since and to be fair, it is bigger because it is
he is a big target. Yes, he is. Yes. And waddling quickly towards you. Okay, so this is an improvised weapon. So what's your attack bonus for your Eldritch Blast? +5, I think?
+5.
+5. So you're throwing this amber, but it's only +3.
This is fine. Okay, I take amber. That was my roll. Let me see if I can get it. Just 1 second.
Did you throw it?
I thought that was either a natural 20 or a natural 1, but it's an abandoned ship.
Yeah.
No.
The die is, Shannon, it's not the die that's the improvised weapon. It's the Amber Shard. We don't need to play it out. It's real.
I was like, this is the thing that I was going to roll. It actually was 11, so it will be 13.
Yes, no. You throw it, and it hits him right in the head, and he goes, roll any die you want for me. If you land on an odd number, the Amber Shard lands on the bricks where it is still seeable. If you roll an even number, it falls into the muck.
Okay, let us hope. Usually I don't go rogue, but it's fun. And what was these options?
Just tell me what you rolled, dude.
It was 14. It was even.
14. So it bonks off his head and it just splashes in the water. And you look and the water is so dirty that let's see, almost pretty much everyone would have been able to see. Let me just check. In case anyone wants to use an action to retrieve it, I think everyone would have seen that it bounced into this square here. However, it would take a whole action to reach and try to get it. And the baby just kind of, you like that.
Sorry, Gummer. I'm just going to stay here.
All right. Does that end your turn?
It ends my turn. Can somebody remind me what the green box is?
Oh, it's like a viney, capture-y.
Yeah, the green box is spike growth. So if you walk on it, it hurts a lot.
Okay, end of turn. Thank you.
Okay. Gummer, as you are within 10 feet of baby Walter.
Make a wisdom save.
Actually, because he is down to a quarter health, you do not make a wisdom save. You do take 3 points of necrotic damage, as you're not afraid of him, but you can see the death is literally pouring out of him now.
Okay.
As he's covered in wounds.
All right.
There is no wisdom, there is no frightening.
Okay.
No,
But it's my turn.
It is your turn, yes.
Okay. Gummer.
Yeah,
I think Gummer's wildly confused about what the hell just happened. He turns around. We kind of needed that. And he will use 10 feet of his movement to jump here.
Okay.
And then he will cast Thorn Whip at Walter.
Okay, very good.
And miss with a 13.
13. So the whip actually does wrap around his leg, but it's much larger than it was before. And so the thorns don't manage to stick in there as you pull it off. It just kind of, again, he sort of looks down at it like, what was that?
I think he's worried about the Ember Shard more than anything. So Gummer is going to, with his bonus action, he's going to pull on the kind of central vine that's on his beard, and it slowly grows into a snake's tail, and he's going to wild shape into a giant venomous snake.
Okay, very good.
Since giant venomous snakes, I've used 10 feet of my movement. Giant venomous snakes have 40 feet of movement and can swim.
Yep.
He will be able to make it here.
I knew you could do it.
And you said that's where the thing is, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's my turn.
Yes. Okay. Seeing a snake come before him, baby Walter kind of looks a little scared. He uses his legendary action to make an attack with his bone claw. 17 to hit the venomous snake.
17 hits.
8 points slashing and 5 points necrotic. All right, one legendary action is down. It is now Sam's turn. Sam, why is he always far? 5, 10, 20, 30. Go ahead and dash for our action and get to here. All right, so then he will stay there. That's where he'll be. That ends his turn. Walter will use a legendary action to wall phase. He'll show up right here. Right in front of you, Cormac, as your turn begins.
Of course he will.
That doesn't prompt attacks of opportunity?
It does not. He sort of, imagine he melts into the wall.
Okay.
Good question, though.
Well, Cormac is just at the snake next to him and at the baby next to him. And anything I try to do to him from this close is basically, little peek behind the thinking is I've got psychic damage or I've got attack rolls. And so I'm going to probably miss or do damage that he doesn't seem to care about too much. So I'm going to have to disengage. And I have 35 feet, so I should be able to go 5 and then 15, 25, 35. And just get away from him and also closer to my potentially protective hand. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. Try to be alive next round.
Okay, very good. So that ends your turn. Lyriel, you don't need to measure. With my final legendary action, I'll pop up right next to you. Face into the wall, and there you are. Now I'm nice and close.
when I started my turn, was it his turn or our turn when we take the necrotic damage for being nearby?
Oh, it's the beginning of your turn. Good call. So you do take 3 points of necrotic damage for starting right next to him. Literally, you also take 3 points of necrotic damage for starting next to him.
Great,
As
awesome.
his death just oozes out of him in disgusting clouds. And black
Right now I'm
blood.
down to 2 hit points.
Oksana, free action yell. Save yourself. If you like this character.
I am going to, as my action, take my healing potion because I need to.
Okay, very good.
Let me mark it down to 1. So 10 points of healing. And then she is just going to look up at Walter and shake her fingers. You're a very bad baby.
Because it's a free
Like
action.
shame.
Because it's a free action, your DC will be quite high. But go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
That is 23.
Ooh. So Walter, and it's his turn now. Walter normally has a multi-attack, but he's so scolded. He's not going to do the first one. As he's about to do it, and then you scold him, and he sort of regathers himself. So he will use one attack against you. That will be that's a 24 to hit. So that is
Gotta use up all of my points I just healed myself for.
It is 6 points of slashing and 2 necrotic, so a total of 8.
Okie doke. I guess I
Walter
could have
has
moved.
Walter has used up all of his bonus action phantom steps, so he cannot do anything except remain right there, and that is what he will do. That ends Walter's turn. We are at the top of the round. Oksana, it's your turn.
Oksana's been having a snack. Sorry. We're gonna get comments about me talking with my mouth full.
I can actually picture Oksana over there in the corner eating something right now in the middle of this.
I was like eating popcorn.
The dead finger.
Well, I think I gave it back. Anyway, but maybe not. Question: is the baby close enough to look humanoid?
Close enough to look humanoid.
Does it have arm and leg? It actually does not say humanoid. I thought
What does it say?
did. As action, you can change your appearance and voice. You determine specifics, including coloration, hair length, sex, height, weight, and you can change your size between medium and small. Is there an extra small? You can look like another race, though none of your game stats change. You can't duplicate the appearance of an individual you've never seen, and your form must have the same. Okay, well, your form must have the same basic arrangement of limbs that you have.
Are you trying to turn into a medium, because he's large now, a medium version of baby Walter?
Yes.
You absolutely may do that, yes. That works. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs, and he's a humanoid shape. That is just fine.
I will move. Sorry, it just got a fun idea, Okay, I will move 5, 10, 15, stand on edge 20.
Sure.
And I will shift into this giant or medium-sized version of Walter, and I will say like, did you hear that? Yes, okay, good. I'm sorry, it's still free action. I'm Walter. Hopefully.
I am so happy to ask you for this performance check.
Sorry,
so happy.
after a week we have, we must enjoy our time.
Why does Walter sound like a goat?
Oh, you guys, it did not work. It was 7.
Oh, so Walter again just sort of looks at you like, but actually, you've gotten his attention. So, as Lyriel is basically just sagging against the wall, you have distracted him enough that he will wall phase to you.
Question.
As his legendary action. Yes.
Am I able to finish my turn with moving?
Of absolutely 100%.
Okay, so this was 20, 25. I was going to back up anyway. 30, because I am Bit of coward. Okay. Now it is my end of turn, and welcome, baby.
So just instead of attacking Lyra, he looks at you and kind of makes a face, and he'll wall shift as his legendary action right next to you. That's his legendary action. That brings us to Gummer as a poisonous snake. Your turn.
So as the snake. So first of all, I take 3.
You do take 3 points of necrotic damage. Yes, you do.
Sorry. As a poisonous or a venomous snake, can I still search? Use the action to search.
Yeah.
Okay. Does so.
So you dive underwater, and having a swimming speed, your eyes are accustomed to that, and you're able to get down to the bottom and kind of scrawl your way around, and you're able to pick up the amber shard with your teeth. It's in your teeth now.
All right. This may do absolutely nothing, but he will move here, and with it kind of dangling from his fangs, he's going to try and reach up to hand it to Sam.
Okay. Sam will look down.
I don't know what more I can do, and that's my turn.
Okay, as a legendary action, Walter is going to bone claw the small version of himself. Oksana, that is a 15 to hit.
It does not hit.
It does not hit. It's really hard. It's really hard to hit yourself. And as he reaches down for the bone claw, you make exactly that noise, and it weirds him out enough that he just misses, and it kind of scrapes against the ground.
Please,
Okay,
this is for real. Just go with it.
End of that legendary action. As a free action, Sam will pick up the thing, look at it, and say, "This is very hard not to medicate."
Would you like someone else to do it?
So, yes, please, you guys as a group decide. I'm quite happy for Sam to make an intimidation check to tell Walter to do something. However, being in melee range, which Sam is not often, with 2 divine smites left,
I
would
think
be
Sam should
what
try
I
to kill
would
me.
probably do. But you know,
Save it for when he's far away. That's, I mean,
it's still useful.
I mean, he's down to quarter health. You said, right? So I would think Sam would try to kill him.
Yeah, and Sam has good intimidation, so that's actually a perfect thing.
And this
Okay.
is very much David.
So then Sam is going to, I will take a swing with my longsword. Sam will hack with the longsword, and that is a +7, which just hits. So that is 1d8 plus 5. Holy smokes. So that's 2 plus 5 is 7, and we will use a divine smite. 15 points of radiant damage. So Sam reaches up, slams this. He actually flips the longsword around, and rather than slashing, he stabs it straight in like that. Oksana, you see the blade come out baby Walter's chest. It pokes a little goo on your baby Walter face of blood, and the blade ends up about that far from you, like a couple inches from you. Your eyes cross a little bit, and he pulls it back. This Walter is just reeling, and now he's bleeding a lot. He's looking extremely rough.
This is my man, Sam.
So that is action and bonus action. There is 0 reason that Sam would go anywhere. So that is the end of his turn. With his last legendary action of this round, Walter is going to try to run away through the wall. And try and start, with his baby arms, try and start holding the blood from pouring out of him now. You can almost see that his flesh is almost starting to shrink. He's losing so much blood. Brings us to Cormac. Your turn.
All right, I'm still going to do it. I will sort of I'm not going to use any movement after this, so I don't care how much it counts. I'm just going to sort of climb my way, sort of part way up that thing, that dais in the middle, and get closer to my hand as well. Sort of look over at Oksana / Walter. No, now that there are 2 of them, maybe this should be safe to do again. But not really. I will. No. I think now I have another target, and the my minor illusion of the gargoyle that sort of became the hand it's sort of still been there, but I will use my bonus action again to kind of like move it around and replace him just so that for sure I think he might be within 30 feet anyway, but it'll just come over here and sort of the other side of me, closer to Walter, and appear there. Essentially, sort of mentally giving myself, as we've sort of revised our understanding of the chromatic orb spell, I will sort of mentally give myself a different target there in case it bounces. but I am going to then cast Chromatic Orb at Walter, the baby. So, let's see. And miss anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's a 12.
Oh, so you get ready for
Yeah,
the
you have
chromatic
heroic
orb.
inspiration.
I know.
You
Yes,
figure out
inspiration.
you do have heroic inspiration, and you may re-roll that.
I did
If you
just
wish to
earn
use
it.
it.
You may earn it today.
Plus,
So,
it'll be
like,
funny if I roll even lower. So,
yes, this is good for like cinematic perspective.
what the heck? All right, here we go. Yeah, that's a nat 1.
So you start to aim this thing, and you feel good about it, and then there's a moment where you just that minor illusion statue flickers at the side of your vision, and it's triggering enough that it makes you glance away just enough as you throw this orb, and it cracks along the wall, which suddenly you're noticing that the wall seems to, as this battle is happening, seems to have a few more cracks than it did before.
That's all I have. Oh, wait, we have to get out of here. End of my turn.
In turn, Lyriel, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I get the feeling I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to throw my dagger at him. Oh, that's a 16.
16 just hits.
That hits. Okay. And that's 1d4. 5 points of piercing.
The dagger sinks right through his neck and sticks there. More blood is pouring out. Walter remains standing, but not for seemingly much longer.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, who I want to give this to? I'm gonna bonus action. I'm gonna. Yeah, it's just who is most likely to actually do something that will hit him.
Oh.
To
We'll be
actually try
trying.
to attack him. Okay, so I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Oksana and just yell to her. Maybe we just do normal things. You can do it.
Okay.
Turn. It is Walter's turn. 5, 10, 20. He will come over to you, Cormac, on the side, and he will take a couple of big swings at you. The first one is 16 to hit.
I will shield it.
Kind of looks at this bone claw, looks at you again, and he sounds like a goat now too. I'm not sure how that happened.
Did not hear it.
But that is even less. That is a 10. So this one, he misses so badly, you don't even need the shield. He just kind of tries to wave at you. It's almost like he's trying to get underneath it or something, and he's completely wild. And you can see, Cormac, from your point of view, this baby is not long for undeath or unlife.
Yeah, I'm like slipping, almost falling back against the steps of this thing. Just terrified.
All right. That is Walter's turn. Top of the round. Oksana, baby Walter.
I am going to, as baby Walter, I'm going to try to reach into my body and pull out whatever bones there are, like this, and like it's all congealed and it's like almost like connected, and like create these Eldritch Blast and skull.
Okay. As you push out this Eldritch Blast, make that attack roll for me.
17.
17 hits.
Yes. Okay. I am doing like okay. 4.
4 points total? Or 4
Yes.
plus your 4 points
4
total?
points total.
You blast this thing on the side of the head. Cormac, this splatter is everywhere. You see its eyes just sort of roll around like that. With 4 points of damage, baby Walter remains on his feet.
You are not good damage die for jail. I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Legendary action. Walter will take a swing at that shield again. That is a 10 again. So at this point, he's got a knife in his neck. He's got a huge gash through the middle of his body. And now the Eldritch Blast smacked him in the head. So blood is literally pouring out of him. And he's almost completely blind as he takes a wild swing that goes way over your head, Cormac. Gummer, your turn.
Gummer is going to use his bonus action to turn back into himself. And then he's going to pull out one of the little lightning bugs again and try and send it at him with a starry wisp.
Okay.
I'm so tired of this. That's a 12.
Oh, so as you pop out of the snake, you pull and send the wisp, but it just
It's all right. I don't need a
It's-
description of my failure.
It should have
but I
been
need
Gummer at the
I need a
party.
description of your failure. So it comes and it almost it's like a little bomb that doesn't quite make it. It just kind of goes fizzles in the water next to it. Walter looks down, second legendary action, and flashes the shield again. That is an 18 to hit.
With the shield still up, I'm at 20.
This time he hits true, and he's starting to look around and wonder what's happening. Sam's turn. Sam will 5, 10, 20, 30. Sam will hold up the Ember Shard and say, Walter, no. He'll make an intimidation check. The DC for this is 15. Those of you who want to watch. That's a 14. So Walter, it's almost as though Walter, it's like he feels that, he feels it, but it's like he almost is so disoriented. He almost doesn't know even where it's coming from. That is Sam's turn. That brings us to Cormac. Your turn. Baby Walter bleeding down right on you.
Well, he's out here now, so he's now within 5 feet of the hand that I have painstakingly maintained concentration on.
Oh, yeah. You take 3 points of necrotic for being close
Oh,
to
then
him.
I'm dead. I'm unconscious at the beginning of my turn.
So you see Cormac start to reach, and then this blood and ichor and pus just reels into him, and you see him kind of slump and fall back against the thing. He is unconscious, slumped there against the altar, not under the water.
Well, that would have been fun.
Can I
I don't make
just a
saves.
legitimate
until-
question?
Sure.
If he takes the damage on his turn, his reaction would have reset. Does he still have Stone's Endurance or whatever that is?
No, I'm out of anything I could do.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. All right.
Good, thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, good call.
I'm out of spell slots and I'm out of sense endurance.
So, Lyriel, as your turn begins, you look towards Baby Walter. Baby Walter is looking down and sharp, and it's almost like he's like looking at his bone claws, and you can see that he's measuring Cormac.
That's very rude, Walter. Okay, so I've got 2 ideas in my head and one above table. If I wanted to take out something I had potentially like put in my pocket, that's an action, right?
Nah, that's free.
Okay.
What pocket are we talking about? Like, is this like a pouch
I don't
way
know
deep
if it's
inside,
in
or
my
just your pocket?
I want to
What is
pull
it?
out the portrait.
I will say that to take out the portrait and unroll it will be a bonus action, leaving you with an action.
Okay. Can I, if I wanted to pull the portrait out and just like shove it out and yell Walter?
Hmm?
Is that still a bonus?
No,
Like, if I wanna be
it
like,
will be your
"Walter, look!"
action. So I will say your entire turn, except you can move if you want, but your bonus action and action are take it out, unroll it, and yell.
Okay. No, I don't know what that would accomplish other than to get him to stop, and I don't know that that would actually accomplish that. I'm gonna throw my other dagger at him.
Okay, very good.
You be good. Haha, that's another 16.
16 hits.
I wouldn't have done anything. Okay. What was that? That's gonna be 5 points of piercing.
There, will call your shot. How does Baby Walter undie?
Through the forehead.
It catches him right in the temple and goes right through. He sort of starts to turn to look, and rather than falling in the water, he seems to it's as though the bones disappear and his flesh just kind of melts under the water, Wicked Witch style. And there even is sort of a green, steamy mist as Walter is gone.
I know how
Walter goes, you hear the house crack, crack, crack. Dust starts to fall from the ceiling. What do you do? All right.
He was going to use his final spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on Cormac.
Okay. So you
Thank you.
slog yourself over, come around, and
13.
put hands. Cormac, you come up and you look and Gummer's kind of looking down at you.
Oh.
Splashed water on his beard.
It's dead. Let's go.
Of course, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so are we racing out of here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm getting
what is
jackets and I'm-
what is our marching order?
I would like to be last.
I have a clarification question for
Sure.
the hallways and everything. Would a large creature be able to move through them?
Yes.
Okay.
Tight, but yes. I would say that large creature moving through means, you know how normally we can squeeze by? Oh, squeeze by. But yes, you can.
Okay. Gummer will use his other wild shape to transform into an elk, and will start bolting for the front door.
Gummer turns into an elk and gallops away. Who's behind Gummer?
Are we assuming that we can get out now? What the tendrils? All right, we have no choice, I guess. And I'll scramble around and.
Hi,
I have to
Gummer
get up, and I'm
and
pretty-
Cormac. So Sam will go behind Cormac. You can go behind Sam and Oksana behind.
Oksana needs to shape shift and would like to go and get in the water and try to quickly see if she can grab any remnants of Walter, like bones or fleshy or anything,
Make an investigation check.
as quickly as possible.
I'm going to give you advantage because your patron is like, oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
Thank
the
you.
Kool-Aid
That-
Man? Do you have the Kool-Aid Man in your head?
this was net 20.
Sort of. Whoa! So you reach through and you're able to grab what feels like something, and you pull it out, and it's hard to even see because it is covered in this ichor. You've pulled out an amber shard from inside Walter's chest, and as you do, you feel Walter's body. You realize, looking down at it, it's starting to reassemble until you pull out that shard. And when you pull out that shard, the body sinks and it is completely still, other than, the caving in of the entire house.
Really quickly, just to clarify, sorry, I know everyone wants to get on. If so, the bones are shaped as a baby after he's congealed down, and the ember shard is like a heart, kind of.
Great question. The amber shard is, I always think of it as sort of like a jagged, sort of pointy crystal, like about the size of a thumb, but like pointy on the sides.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be
What-
heart-shaped, but
Okay, I guess this is what I want to do. If the bones were assembled enough to be picked up without a lot of time, she would like to pick it up and then go and place it on the altar.
I will say with a natural 20, you're able to grab a single bone and lay it on the altar as you race by.
Okay, I will go race to the altar with, I've decided, femur, and we'll place it on the altar, and I will say, you did not even have chance to make a good choice, and just place it there and leave the amber shard right next to it.
As you run and leave them both there, you're running for your life. And so none of you actually see the femur shrink to baby size. As you are racing, you race through the portcullis, up that ramp, racing, up the stairs. Now the crypts are there. You're racing. But suddenly, Gummer, as an elk, you see before you, at the end of this hallway, there are spinning blades that are spinning like that, and the house is seeming to laugh at you. So, for everyone, you can make a dex check or an intelligence check. Well, actually, let's say acrobatics, athletics, or investigation. Let's go in order. Gummer, you're first.
22.
22. You're able to sort of stop for a second. You actually lean forward and you catch the blades in your antler. And you're trying to sort of think, can I hold it? Can I hold it for my friends? But in the act of, you realize no one can get around you. And so once you get yourself through, you have to let it go. Cormac, what are you rolling?
I flick my ring against the wall to give myself advantage on this and do
Very good.
investigation, and I get a 24.
24. Time it. Boom, you race right through, you're fine. Sam's going to make an athletics check. It's a 15. Makes it. Sam is able to kind of put one hand up, step through, tries to hold it, but as he tries to hold it, he almost feels like his hand's going to fall off, and it snaps through like that. Lyriel.
Acrobatics 15.
Acrobatics 15 is exactly the number that you need exactly. You dance through and you actually feel the blade touch the tiniest lock of your hair as it spins. But you land on the other side safe. Oksana, what are you rolling?
15.
15, exactly the same. You sort of do you still look like baby Walter?
No.
Okay. So sort of do the
Sadly.
same thing. You race through, and rather than timing it, you literally just decide you're gonna shoot yourself like a missile, and you launch right through. The house seems to scream that it did not hit you. You guys are now racing back up the stairs. The stairs are not changing. You're racing up the stairs, and they're just as they should be. And you're getting to the room, and suddenly you get into the next floor, and you realize the stairs continue up. So you're racing to the top. You are now in the front door room.
The
Door.
The hallway.
You are standing in the room with the grandfather clock, which is chiming nonstop as the house continues to crumble.
And is the
Is the
front,
front
door
door
open again?
The door is closed.
Where's the key? Someone have key.
Oh, we do have a key. Oh, no, it opened a padlock. Sam has it.
Oksana will take
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. That key didn't open the padlock. It opened one of the rooms.
Let's just see if
Oksana-
it's locked.
Their small key.
Oh, yeah. Is it even locked?
There, yeah, I don't know. Nobody's checked.
I'm gonna run over and try.
It's locked.
Okay.
Sam
Oh,
looks and he
it's
says,
locked.
"Shall I try the key just in case?"
Yes.
Yes.
Reaches down, turns, and you see it's really hard to know if a construct is straining with strength, but he does, and he pulls it, and the door. As he pulls the door open, the wall split, and suddenly the wall split, and rats pour out of every pore. Thousands and thousands and thousands of rats.
Rats.
Are we leaving?
If there's a place to
Yeah,
walk to,
If
I'm
the
walking
door
to
is
it, yeah.
open, I'm getting out.
I would like to be the last person out. Can I try something? Or
Yes, if you are staying, though, you will need to
I'm
make
not
a
staying.
So what are you trying? Yeah, tell me what you're
so if everyone is running out, I want to do this like Matrix style thing. I don't know what it is because it does not exist in D&D world. But anyway, I would like to run, imagine slow motion, turn around, do last minute blood eldritch blast, and aim it at the clock.
As you do that, you turn and leap. Make an attack roll.
Because it was going to be so much better. It was 8.
8.
Don't forget you have
As-
the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, wait.
You do?
D6.
8 plus 4.
12. You're racing, you're leaping. It's very athletic. You're shooting at a stationary object, though. Eldritch blast. Almost as like it's in a movie, as the face of the clock looks, the Eldritch blast comes towards it. It hits it on the front. There's a huge bong. The rats, rather than attack you, they actually swarm toward you and they push you further out. You kind of fall onto the porch and roll down. The house slams itself shut, is shaking, and it still looks like it's about to collapse, and you guys are pretty close.
That was sick.
Let's move away from the house as quickly as we can.
I'm wrong.
Oh. As you guys move away, you suddenly smell smoke and you realize that in this, all that's happening, the house has caught fire. And suddenly it just crumbles down as though it's falling off the cliff. And you can hear it kind of make crushing, grinding sounds as it leans itself over and falls down the cliff. And then you hear the sound of wood and brick and stone slamming into stone 200 or 300 feet down this steep, steep cliff. And you look up, and the only thing there is the little portico, just still standing there with no house attached to it anymore. The minute that the house is gone, Lyra, you feel this strange pulling, and Gummer, you feel the same thing as Rose and Thorn step out of your bodies. They both sort of look. Rose reaches out and takes Thorn's hand, and they walk slowly forward. They get right to the cliff, and they look down. Rose looks at Thorn, and she says, "We made it." Thorn looks up, and he smiles. And the children turn and look at you guys, absolutely beaming. And right here's where we'll take our break for the night. So as Rose and Thorn beam at you, you sort of take in your surroundings. The house is gone. There's sort of dirt and long, run weeds and long grass leading up to it. To your left, the wall of mist remains. And it seems to sort of curve around you. But behind you, as you turn back, there is a sort of dark, foreboding forest. But in that forest, you can see at the very top of the trees what seems to be a stone tower.
The children out of the bodies are out of
Yes.
the bodies.
Yeah, they got out and went and smiled. They're smiling at you out of the bodies.
Rose, what should we do now?
Um,
Like for
um,
you.
I think I'd like to be buried someplace nice, wouldn't you, Thorn? Or could maybe they bury us tomorrow? Why tomorrow? I just like to be outside for a little bit before. Been inside for so long. She'll look at you guys and say, perhaps you could bury us in the morning and we could just talk with you tonight. Look at the sky.
Yes, certainly. What about this area over here? And she's gonna point to whatever structure you were talking about.
She looks and she says, I don't recognize that at all. Do you, Thorn? Thorn says, no. I've never been here before. House wasn't here. She'll sort of look and she'll look at you guys and sort of say, we don't know. The last time we left our house, it did not look like this at all.
Do you know what town you lived in? What it
We
was
lived
called?
we lived in a village called Barovia Village.
Okay, Oxana is going to go ahead and how far is that thing? Like the structure?
Probably, maybe 50 yards.
Okay, guys.
Not really a path to it. It's kind of, walking through dense forest.
Okay, guys, I would like to go check this out. Maybe it is a good place for us to rest up. If you want to stay here, great. Otherwise, I will go check it out.
Was the fog or the mist too thick to see this before?
When you went into the house, you mean?
Yeah.
When you went into the house, the fog was in a different place. The fog was behind you, obscuring any way you would possibly have seen this at that time.
Okay.
The fog seems to have repositioned itself, though it is as thick as always.
Are we convinced this fog is impenetrable and there's no way back to Daggerford, your lodgings?
Gummer will run as an elk will run into the mist.
Don't go too far. I'm not trying to lose you. I don't mind.
Is that toward the structure or the other direction?
He's no, not towards the structure at all. He's just charging into the mist.
Huh.
So,
Not off the cliff. I want to make that abundantly clear.
so
Not that stupid.
no, not that. It's not that direction. So, you guys see this elk disappear into the fog. You wait, and the sound is gone. The sound of his gallop is the second he hits the cloud. It's like it's completely soundproof.
Wait, Luke, are you trying to make it so you don't have to play next week?
We'll see what happens.
Sorry, GM.
So, Gummer, you gallop in a completely straight line. Very careful not to veer. He's in the fog for about a minute, and then, Gummer, you start to see the fog end. It finally ended. You burst through, and you look, and your friends are standing there, looking right at you.
It's like house.
Gummer, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Does this have to do with poison?
No, it does not.
Oh, actually, it wouldn't matter anyway because I'm not a dwarf right now. I'm
Right.
Mm.
18.
18. You're fine. You definitely feel like an elk should have been able to run for longer than a minute. And it feels your muscles feel very tired. You feel like you ran for like an hour.
Let's not do that again.
Is it possible? Do you feel like it will be difficult to go maybe to structure I was talking about? Otherwise, I'm going now.
I think this needs to be tried first, but I'm glad we didn't lose you.
I think as long as we don't go that way and we go that way instead, we should be fine.
Tally ho.
Well, do we want to try in daylight?
Well, it's only 50 yards. If we can see it clearly, I'd rather personally just get under like cover. Does it look like it's covered?
You can't see anything except the top of the tower above the trees, but I mean, it is a structure. It is still standing high enough above the trees.
Okay.
Even if we were to wait here, we'd want to know what was at that structure before we rested all night. Well,
Oh,
whatever
so-
night is.
Yes. We are heading there.
So you step your way through this forest. It's eerily quiet. No birds, no owls, not a cricket. The only sounds you hear are your feet crunching against twigs or leaves. Eventually, you sort of come out in this slight clearing that this tower has been built in. Now that you're up close, it is definitely like a shell of a tower. There seems to be a big oval kind of hole where a door once was. And now that you're up close, it looks really, really old.
Does anyone have a way to tell how old this is? If it's like haunted or enchanted or going to hex us in the wrong way?
If I take the time, I could, as I did back in the house, maybe it would be worth finding out if everything out here is as suffused with magic as the inside of the house was. But it will take 10 minutes or so.
Rose and Thorn, do you have any special ability to tell us anything about this place, even though you have not been here, but in being here now?
Just look at it and say, I mean, no, I can't see anything more than you have. Thorn, Thorn has laid down and he's making snow angels in the leaves.
Aw.
He's like 4, right? He's a small
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, 4 or
Yeah.
5.
And he just flipped off someone for the first time.
Rose said, I don't I don't know. Like I said, this tower was never here before.
Is there a door or is it open?
There's a big opening where the door was, so you can walk right in.
I am going to walk in and check it out.
So you walk in and you realize you're basically standing in rubble. You look up and you can kind of tell that this was supposed to have like stairs kind of switching back, and then it was supposed to have like multiple floors. But you can now see right up to the sky, and there's rubble of brick and shattered timber. In the lower patches of it, there's a layer, though, of weeds and overgrowth that are sort of covering the lower parts of it. Again, as though it has been wrecked and laying on the ground for a very long time.
Do I see anything else like detailed?
Make a perception check.
We can't hear you, Shannon.
Thank you. Of anything that is particularly harmful, like I want to stay here if we can.
Harmful in what way? Physically or magically?
Well, I don't think I can tell magically.
Okay. So you could roll.
Interesting.
You can roll a perception check to look for physical things, and you could roll an Arcana check to check for magic stuff.
It is
Is
possible.
Cormac? Are you sort of? Is Cormac standing up? Are you preparing the ritual spell?
Well, I guess I didn't really get a sense of whether people wanted to wait, but if we're not going anywhere, I would probably start. I think actually I would go and stand over by or sort of crouch down by the Thorn. Sorry, that's his name.
Okay.
And just
You do, and he just smiles up at you. Keeps doing what he's doing.
I have some experience, not like yours, but some experience of being cooped up in a home like that, and I think it is nice out here. Let's stay out here to do the magic, yes. And I'll cast light on my little stone so I can read through my papers and work on casting detect magic.
Okay, very good.
Instead of doing what I asked to do, I would like. Oh shoot! Gee, this is my brain. It's like
I've got a question while you're thinking.
Go ahead. Thank you.
I've got 2 questions. One, in all of my traveling, have I ever heard of Barovia before?
Question.
Okay.
You're positive.
My second question, well, 2 and 3. You said we can see the sky.
Yes.
I've spent a lot of time outside looking at the stars. Do I recognize the
Make a
constellation?
perception check or a nature check. You pick.
I would like to ask Patron.
Doesn't matter. 16.
16. You are fairly certain that these stars do not match any pattern that you have seen. Whether it should be it's harvest side, so it should be kind of end of summer. But you look at the stars in any time of year, this is completely unfamiliar to you.
Okay. Thank you.
I will ask Patron. Hello. I do not remember your name. Can you tell me anything about this place that we might need to know? Because I just want you to know that I try very hard to make that an emotional, artistic piece of work in the house that was trying to kill us. So can you help me, please?
I could. But first, say my name.
Heisenberg.
I love that show. I think it's fine.
I really don't know his name. I gotta figure that one out.
Rumpelstiltskin.
It looks fine.
Okay. Of course, I think we should have Cormac and his wonderfulness still double checked, but I will go and I will sort of like brush some things aside so that I can sit it down, assuming we're at least maybe taking a short rest if possible.
So Stam is kind of standing at the door. Gummer, what are you doing while all this is happening?
Gummer's exhausted in elk form, and he just saw a bunch of very comfy-looking plants that seem to be growing out of the floor of this tower and thinks that he has hit the jackpot. So he will transform back from an elk and lay down and, essentially make, like, grass angels.
So as you lay down, you're not positive whether you're going to feel all the bricks and stones and stuff underneath the overgrowth, but you don't. It's just like pure earth under there. And you, whoever's looking in the tower, Oksana, you see Gummer sort of doing that on the ground. Sam is just standing at the door, guarding the door. I'd say that 10 minutes has passed.
Yeah, so I'll get up and, first of all, just kind of cautiously as I feel the magic take hold, whether it's going to be crazy overwhelming in all directions again. If not that, then I'll turn and try to inspect the tower from the outside first and through the door.
So as you kind of mentally brace yourself, no. The spirits, of course, give off some magical energy. As you look towards the tower, there are little pockets of energy, but these are almost certainly the magical items that your friends are carrying. They're small and sort of local. Sam's is kind of almost sword-shaped as it shimmers. And the tower itself, absolutely no magic whatsoever. Nor is anything in the woods within the distance of the spell.
Well, mercifully, the magic is no longer overwhelming my senses. I see that all of you have some fine items, and I'm sure those will come in handy and have already done so, but the tower and the surrounding woods, I feel very unconfident in saying that they are not dangerous, but I don't see any magical things to be worried about.
So instead of being overwhelmed, you'd say you're whelmed?
I think that's about right. And quite tired. Emotionally, I suppose.
Sam says, if you would like to rest, I can stand guard. I do not sleep.
Would this be okay with you, Rose? I'm sitting kind of where the door, or where the opening is, right next to the opening. So I will turn and sort of, if I can. Rose, do you think you would enjoy staying out for a long rest while we rest here as well?
She smiles up. She smiles up at you and she nods.
I think we should long rest. We have been battling very hard.
We were
Although
a long time ago.
Yeah, although the clock struck midnight, to your bodies, it's probably about 6 a.m. So it seems to be. Dawn does not seem near where you are.
Who is kind of spread eagle on this grass, doesn't even lift his head. Yeah, sleep. Yeah, sleep.
The soft snore of Gummer falling asleep. Snore is soft. The snore is soft for now.
Are you still an elk, or are you back to?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's little
Oh, not
snoring
even.
bowling ball in the corner.
Like you can't even see his head over his stomach. It's just
Oksana will try to be sneaky, seeing Gummer completely spent, will go as if she does not want to be seen doing something nice for someone, take like any leaves or any extra stuff and try to put it over him as though it was putting it on as a blanket for him, and just kind of pat him on the side or the belly or the butt, however he is, platonically touching. Okay.
I'm going to call this a sleight of hand check.
Oh, well, maybe
Because
it's not platonic.
Everyone will know that you're over there, but maybe you can hide the fact that you're being nice.
Yes. Oh, sorry. That is, well, I rolled a 19, but what am I
It's a
doing?
whole bunch.
So it is
Sleight of hand.
24.
24. Nobody notices. Everyone's kind of Sam standing outside looking the other way. Lyral and Cormac, what do you guys mean? Where are you?
Well, there's no magic on the tower now, but perhaps there should be. I'm going to take just a few minutes and put a little bit of warning on it for us before I sleep. Sam, it won't go off. And again, by the way, Sam, I'm so sorry about what happened back there. We'll talk about it after we've rested, perhaps. But this will not trigger if you go in and out the doorway, so don't worry about that. And I'll take some time and sort of tapping my quartz around the sort of doorway, such as it is, and cast alarm on the doorway, and then I'll find a place to snuggle up inside this tower.
Yeah, the rubble almost makes like little sleeping areas. Like you almost have the illusion of a modicum of privacy as you lay down in this pocket, and the bricks sort of are up there. So anyone laying down is not going to see you. Lyriel?
Lyriel has kind of set up her bedroll and her blanket. She's pulled a book and some parchment out, and she's quickly like jotting down the notes for Clara's lullaby, and then tucking it away and going to sleep. I can't remember if anybody has the sheet music, but she would.
I don't recall either.
Jot it down.
I feel like Sam takes everything. But he probably has it.
I think Sam or Cormac has it. I can't remember who went into the piano, but she still she jots down what she can remember before she lays down and falls asleep.
So
It's
as
very
everyone
close
starts
to you as person.
As everyone starts to sleep, Oksana, everyone sort of found their spot. Sam is outside. The kids are still out there, but their voices are quiet. Like they know it's nighttime and they don't want to get caught playing.
I would like to take out my sending stone and see if I can contact Constantine.
The stone?
Can you like do fingers or something?
Yes.
I can try, but
No, I got it.
Constantine, I don't know why you left me, but I am here in a place that I do not know, and I need help. You okay?
You wait. At the first time you've called him, there's no answer.
And
He's never
not the
answered.
first time. Yeah, it's not the first time. So I put the sending stone away and just put my head out the area just to look at Rose and Thorn, see that they are, if they are fine, then I will go ahead and give everyone their own space and lay down closest to the opening.
As you all sleep, your sleep is deep. When you awaken, totally refreshed, you guys can click long rest.
Yay.
You each have this memory of you all dreamed about, as you were in the tower, this sort of black, almost formless, not mist, like just a formless void kind of covering the top of the tower. and you almost felt as though that void was looking at you.
Does this wake us up?
Awake. No,
Sorry.
it's like the thing you remember when you wake up. Like, I had a dream. I don't remember all of it, but I remember that. When you look up, it's daytime now. Very gray, cloudy sky. Sam will duck into the tower and say, "It is daytime. I hope we are all refreshed. We should probably try to figure out what happens next. I believe the children are getting restless."
Literally. Well, I suppose we should try to find a good spot for Rose and Thorn to lay to rest.
In the sunlight, maybe, after they've been shut up in there for so long.
As you walk out, you see Thorn standing over by a tree, and he's sort of bouncing up and down on his toes, like he's excited.
Like potty dance?
Yeah, I was gonna say
A little bit.
Need to
A little bit. Like, it's like that little kid. I have energy. I can't stop. I have to do like this right now. That. And Rose kind of almost runs over and she says, we think we found a spot. Come on. So sort of scamper over, and she and Thorn have found, you step just a little bit into the woods. There's a very small clearing. It's very dark. The woods are very dark. And there's no sunlight really because it's such a gray day, but there is sort of one pocket of gray light that seems to touch the ground in this spot. And you can see that they've traced in the dirt and leaves, they've traced two little rectangles next to the tree.
Purely out of curiosity, do they look the right size?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. Rose's looks very neat. Thorn's is kind of sloppy, but very clearly his size. Rose says, "I think right here will be perfect. Don't you, Thorn?" "What? I think it's perfect too. I like it here." Rose will say, I think you just... I'm not really sure what happens. You can't bury us, of course, but you've brought our bones. Perhaps if you bury them, I think whatever is supposed to happen will happen."
Gummer pulls out the bones that he has.
Lariel, do you have the other bones?
I don't know that I have the bones. Do I have
Or-
bones?
Does Sam
I had
have?
person? I think Sam has them.
You were right.
I have the bones.
Alright,
He walks up and kind of puts them out like, "Would someone like to do the digging while I hold these bones?"
I'll do it. And Gummer is going to take two fingers and push them down the sides of his hair. And there's going to be little white stripes that start as he turns into a giant badger.
As you guys watch,
Taking-
Badger, and then there's almost a moment where Gummer kind of pauses, and then he almost leaps up into the air and goes face down and starts digging out. Badger Gummer has those holes both completely dug in about 7 or 8 minutes. And the kids are just sort of watching like they think it's really cool.
Can
Cut
Lariel
to
lean down,
Graves.
and she's going to ask, "Do you want me to play a song? Do you have a song you like?"
You don't... I'm sad to say I don't remember, but if you play something, will you play something happy?
Yes.
I'd like to hear happy noises before
Yes.
whatever happens.
And she'll pull out her fiddle so that when we're ready, she'll start playing something nice.
Sam will walk over very mechanically and just bend at the waist and lay the bones and then step back.
Are you sure, children? That you wouldn't want... I mean, you had so little time before. You don't want to walk the world a while or see other things before this?
Rose looks down and kind of looks up and he says, "No, I'm tired."
You want to be buried with this? And she'll pull the portrait out.
They absolutely recoil.
Okay.
No.
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 Okay.
Please.
Okay. I just wanted to ask. Okay.
Do they still have the wolf? The little wolf, stuffed wolf things?
I think Sam has everything.
Okay.
Well, I brought it out.
Yeah, maybe
don't know.
you have it. I do think. I feel like you guys did not leave like anything behind. Like you guys brought almost everything out of there.
Because I remember
house
when I
had
tried
something,
to
we
hand
took
it
it.
to them. Yeah, when I tried to hand it to them, it was weird.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you have them.
So I have it, and I will put it. Would you like Rose Thorn? Would you like me to put your wolf into the place where you will rest, or would you like it near the tree, like on top?
What would you like? Can I just hold mine? And he puts his arms up.
I tried to give it to him.
He takes it as though they are material when they wish to be.
Well, then
Rose
maybe
will
they
take
have
hers
it.
as well.
They might
can
already
hold it.
have them. Yeah, whatever.
It's okay. We are just going to give it back to them. They dropped it, on their children, messy rooms, And Rose, what about you?
Oh yes, I'll have mine as well.
Okay. Right.
So they're holding these, kind of looking at the bones that have been laid in these holes. They don't seem sad about it. They don't seem afraid. They seem very peaceful.
I feel like Sam, or maybe Cormac, Sam, probably, you should maybe say some words since you have oath.
I will be happy to say words if you think that will help the children.
Like from Lathander, is like you are a priest, or
Like a prayer for the dead or something.
yes, I don't get prayers, but yes, good job.
But a nice
Yes.
one.
If this is not exactly, sort of Cormac sort of looks up and looks at Sam, this is not exactly the glory of dawn that you might want, but I know more of Ilmater, and I don't think these children need much forgiveness, so I think it's up to you, Sam.
I will try my best. So Sam walks up, stands, looks at his hands, not sure what to do with them, and kind of awkwardly folds them. And he says, "We commit these spirits of Rose and Thorn to the ground, and we pray that Lathander's light may look on them always. We pray to the Morning Lord to care for these children." How was that?
Beautiful.
All right, I am finished now. Steps back.
Is there
you're
anything
gonna-
else you need us to do, Rose and Thorn?
Rose just sort of looks and he says, "You just got to cover them up, right? You dug the holes and we're there, but you just got to fill them in now. I think that's how it works."
You're still a
Come on.
badger.
Yeah, come on.
Lyria will play like a. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, while you're filling it, Lyria will play like a dancing song that she grew up, like a dancing around the fire, happy traveler song.
The kids seem to both smile and like the music. They bob their heads a little bit. And once they're dug, Rose looks at Thorn and she says, "Are you ready, Thorn?" "Yep, I'm ready." They walk and they stand right on top of the graves that you've just filled in. And they smile at each other. And Rose smiles back and she says, "Just fade away." And they're gone.
And I have a question for everybody at the table. We took basically everything. Does anybody who has the porcelain
I have
figures?
2 of them.
I
don't
have 2
know.
of them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna assume that 2 of them represented Rose and Thorn. Would anybody who have them be willing to part with them to put them as gravestones for the kids?
Yes.
I don't know if anybody has anything that could enlarge them. They're small, but I want to mark their graves. You know what I mean?
I think Oksana has that. I think she took them from Gummer. So
You
Under
put
the
them
shoulder
your
pads.
Shoulders, yeah.
right.
But I don't
So
know if one of them was a boy and one was a girl. I just remember you putting.
I think they were both
So they're-
girls.
She took the children. I have
Yeah.
both of the women.
Oh, right, because I was salty about
Yeah. Oksana, as you look at the children, they're both gender neutral. Like the figurines are identical. They're not.
Okay. So I will take. I've already started to turn to walk away because it was like too emotional type thing. She doesn't like feeling. So she will take these out of and just hand them to her as Oksana turn and sort of step away, not like leaving entirely.
You place the figurines down, pop the graves. Things it's peaceful. These woods are very quiet. Whatever light there is to give is shining down where you buried them.
Where to now, I guess. Where do we go?
Can we see mist in back where the mist was? I mean, it was through woods. But
The mist still seems to be in the direction it was. It seems to be, it's really hard to tell by the sun, but you think the mist is east of you. As you turn and look every other direction, well, especially north and west is just dense forest. If you walk south, that will put you near the cliff where the house fell, kind of put you back where you were.
I say we need to go what is the easiest way, like maybe where. Yeah, I don't want to go into the maze.
Well, I don't really want to go back towards that house.
it's just a cliff now, anyhow.
Okay, I will follow Gummer. I trust.
So it is the same distance, 50 yards or so. Except instead of coming out at the clearing that you expected to come out in, you actually walk and suddenly there's a pretty hard packed dirt road running right through in a straight line. It heads directly east into the mist. It also heads directly west. Stranger still, the cliff is gone. The portico is gone. As you get up to that road and you look, you see dense forest in that direction as well.
I thought when we got out of the house, the strange things would stop.
I think if we had woken up back in your barracks in Daggerford, that might have been a better supposition, but it looks like the strange will continue.
Like, what is it? What is our purpose now? Like, we had to get out of the house.
Then we have to get out of wherever we are.
Home.
Okay. I don't know where it is, but let's go. We are on this road. I'm just trying to get us to start walking.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we have
Staying on
any
the road.
choice.
I'm like, oh, let's go.
You
So
lead the
walking-
way, Oksana.
Well, I wanted to follow Gummer so I could see his short little body, his little bowling ball.
Gummer will go first, then I guess.
So you guys are walking west, I assume, away from the mist. You walk west for a while. The road is raised up a little bit, and then there's little just sort of almost like drainage ditches here. Maybe not very deep. But you do see that there seem to be black pools of water, standing water. It kind of looks like it rained last night. But it definitely 100% did not rain in that tower, which was open to the sky. The road starts to feel sort of muddy. And as you walk, trees sort of seem to get taller and taller and taller. And they seem to loom towards you. And the branches sort of claw near the sky. And it's as though the trees, as you walk, are growing over the top. Strangest of all, the mist is following you. It's about 20 feet behind you when you start out. You walk for about 5 minutes and you look. It's 20 feet behind you. Okay, I'll walk a little further. It's 20 feet behind you. You guys walk for a solid 40 minutes. And it stays behind you pretty much the whole time.
And we
It's-
definitely notice this.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a point at which Gummer will actually turn around and walk backwards, just to watch it as he moves, or as the group moves.
It's such a wall, it's sort of hard to tell, but it seems to Move at the exact pace that you are backwards walking.
Perhaps
Just
we
pacing you.
should see, pause for a moment and see if it overtakes us. So I'll walk back towards it and see if it recedes.
Do you consider above table? This is a stretch. It seems like the fog is the embodiment of a creature. So would you say it would be considered a creature? Like it seems to have a mind.
You have no idea. Maybe.
Well, it will affect whether I do something or not.
Well, neither Oksana nor Shannon would know that.
Shannon, I don't know who Shannon is. She doesn't sound as amazing as me. I would like to cast suggestion.
What would you like to suggest to the fog?
I get 25 words. Can I have hands, please?
Yes.
Mr. Fog, you are annoying. It is sticky and sweaty when you follow and creepy. Go back to wherever you came from. You are creepy. If you choose to allow it, it's a wisdom of 13.
You feel this spell kind of go into the mist. It stays exactly where it is.
What a waste.
Seems not to have been a creature after all.
Can we make it move in any other direction? Like if we go back, does it go back, or is it only following it?
If you stop, it stops. If you walk back towards it, it does not retreat.
Yeah, but
So once you sort of get to the edge of where Gummer the elk went through, it appears that it will let you walk in, should you choose to do that.
ratcheting fog.
Trying to figure out how much Gummer actually learned the night before. He'll walk up to it and he just wants to kind of sweep it. He wants to see if it acts like fog.
You sweep it. Kind of cold. It does swirl a little for reassembling itself into that just wall of mist and fog. It does almost look like the fog is, it almost looks like there's a plane of glass and the fog is pushed up against it. You don't see the upward movement that you might see, but it really is just sitting there. There is no pane of glass, but it's just sitting there.
If I use prestidigitation to try to do like a puff of wind and blow it through, does it do anything or no?
So as you cast the spell, the puff of wind goes, it parts for a little bit,
But just
and then it pulls itself back together.
got it.
Onward west.
Yes, onward.
Indeed.
I don't think we have much of a choice.
The road, as you head west, fog continuing to pace you, bends south a little bit. And as you come around, the trees start to fall away. And ahead of you, kind of jutting out on both sides of the road, are very high, 70 or 80 feet high, these big stone buttresses that are sort of looming gray in the fog, giant pillars heading up, and there's an iron gate at least 25 or 30 feet high that is closed across the road. Huge iron gates. You can see that, there's dew clinging to these sort of rusty bars. Flanking the gate are these two massive, 50 feet at least tall statues. Both are headless. The heads are now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence. Now, as you look to either side, it's not like there's a wall that extends. This is literally just a gate. There's little kind of ruins of wall on either side. So if you didn't want to go through the gate and you just wanted to walk around, and it's not stopping anything, it's not protecting anything anymore. But it is
Symbolic.
ominous. Yeah. And the gates are shut.
Well, this seems intended only to impress some importance upon people, but it's grandiose even by my father's standards. Is there any danger, do we think, in just going around?
I doubt it.
Who knows what kind of dangers around here?
Seems to be here for a purpose. As does the mist.
Is there,
Sorry, you said
No, go
closed. You
first.
said okay, cool. You said closed. I don't know if you said locked. Can we just make sure the gates are not operable?
You walk up, your hand on the
So
sort of
huge.
cold, misty gate, and not locked.
Oh.
You sort of pull them, and they creak the way a rusty gate does. You pull pretty hard, but you're no bodybuilder or anything, and yeah, they open right up.
I almost regret giving us a choice. What do you think?
I think I would
think
like
it's a
to
waste of
follow.
good gate.
Fair. I was just going to say I think I should follow Cormac around.
I mean, I'm pretty good at carrying things because of the Goliath heritage, but I do have a strength of only 8, so you might not be that impressed.
Sort of like a yin yang thing.
I'm just saying, like, gotta
Sam will
look at all
say,
my options.
If you would like me to test one or the other, I am brave.
Please, Sam, my man.
Which one shall I try?
Let's go through, Sam. I'll go with you. I think we're going to have to all learn to be a bit, have a bit more of your bravery.
He looks at you, kind of nods. Turn. Sam and Cormac, as you walk through the gate, absolutely nothing happens. You walk into past the gate. Road is still muddy. As you look ahead, the trees look like they start to come in thick again, covering the road. Absolutely nothing happens.
And before he follows, and he might actually ask Lyriel for help because she's traveled a lot. Do the statues have any fashion? Like, is there anything about the way are they dressed in anything, or are they kind of plain?
They seem to have robes, and the robes bulk out as though whomever they were based on had armor underneath them.
Okay, but there's no like specific fashion that might be of a particular place.
Anyone who'd like to make a history check, that is fine with me.
My history's shit, but I'll roll for it.
If you're the sorry, what?
That was a 3.
Well, you and Gummer are both looking, so if you're doing the rolling, you can roll with advantage since you're both looking.
Okay. Gummer, Luke, do you have better than a +1 to history or anything? I don't know. I actually don't know what I should be rolling.
I play.
Yeah, what should I be rolling? History or sorry?
Yes, history.
Okay. Shannon, do you want to roll? Or
Sure.
no?
I'll roll.
I assume that like the 3 of us are just sitting here.
There's a
staring
reason
at
why
all the way through.
Gummer asked you, because
Yeah, you guys get between y'all get 2 rolls. However you want to work that is fine with me.
I rolled a 10.
Robed warrior type people with armor underneath is nothing that makes it interesting or different now than it's just could be anywhere.
We don't know shit.
And is there a way that I can tell how these statues were beheaded? By natural or
This would
artificial
be
means? You know what I mean?
yeah. So this would be perception or investigation, depending on which you choose to roll. May change what it is that you find out.
Okay.
Do you want to kind of just see what happened, or do you want to kind of try to know why? Is what I would ask, I guess.
I want to know why they were beheaded.
Investigation, then.
Okay. I don't know. I'm mad at you.
Oh, she's talking to dice.
13. Yeah, sorry, I was talking to my dice.
13.
I'm doing my best here.
God damn
As
it,
you-
Bummer.
As you look at them, it is very clear that this was intentional. It's not a random coincidence. Head happened to rot and fall off. It's not completely smooth, but it does seem like someone almost sawed it off rather than it being like clumpy and rocky. So you can tell that it's definitely man-made
So it
for
looks
some reason.
intentional. Like if it looks
It's
at somebody
absolutely-
sawed through it, it was intentional. Okay.
It very much looks intentional, yes.
Well, I don't know why, but somebody did this on purpose.
It's obvious someone wants us to be wary, I guess. I don't know. I think it's all smoke, well, mist and mirrors.
Well, I
Gummer
suppose
walks
the only thing we can do is keep going.
And I
So you guys-
follow.
Guys walk through the gate. Nothing happens. Until you get about 20 or 25 feet away, and then just out of habit, you're glancing back. Fog is not following you anymore. The fog stopped at the gate. It still runs as far as you, if you look like, oh, can we go north to get around it? Doesn't look like it. South to get around it? Doesn't look like it. But it is no longer pushing you. It's now just holding you inside
Does
the gate.
anyone else feel like we're being herded?
Quite.
Keep walking.
You walk. Probably only about another 15 minutes. You've probably only been walking about an hour total. Again, the trees are towering so high now that the tops are lost, as though the fog has come lower. There is a light, but it's death gray. As you look to the side, you realize the tree trunks are starting to grow unnaturally close to one another. The root system should not allow them to be that close, and yet they are. And that silence. It is so silent. Silent as a grave that someone has forgotten about. But in some ways, that silence is deafening, as though a silent scream. Who's walking in the front?
Sam?
I'm doing my best to sort of keep with him.
David would want to go first.
It's a force of will the whole time, so if he gets a little ahead,
Sam just keeps walking. So therefore, it sneaks up on the rest of you, and suddenly there is the scent of death, sort of decay. It is in the air, and it's faint, but definitely there. Walking.
Anyone else smell that?
This is like my perfume. Love it.
Yeah, but you're back there. I smell it somewhere else.
Oh, someone has taken my perfume. She looks in bag.
Strangely, your perfume is still there.
well, this is something else. I mean, forest, it's not impossible that just be that we haven't seen or heard any animals or that sort of thing.
And the trees are all a mess. Can we pinpoint where it might be coming from?
Ahead of you.
Oh, okay.
So if you walk towards it, sort of foul scent does get stronger and stronger. And at a certain point, it seems to, if you're following your nose, it seems to lead off the road north.
There's no mist here, though.
No mist behind you anymore, just dark forest, dark clouds above you. But the smell definitely seems to be coming from underbrush. And it can't be too far back in the trees because the smell is too strong.
Gummer will go towards it, even if it's off the path.
So going forward, you find half sort of buried in the underbrush. They're probably not more than 15 feet from the road. The smell gets really strong, and go ahead and make a perception check. 7. Look, you're rolling cold, my friend.
This is awful.
It's like stunningly cold. So therefore, you almost trip. In fact, you do trip. You just manage to not fall, and you look down, and there is a body at your feet, kind of covered in the underbrush, very sloppily.
Oh, I found someone, a body, and
The body?
he'll grab it and start pulling it towards the road if he can.
Oksana takes
yeah.
off running.
You can. Oksana, you race over, and Gummer is sort of pulling on this corpse and pulling it out of the underbrush, sort of back up towards the road. And out of the underbrush is probably only just a few feet. You can keep pulling him all the way to the road, but you can see him very clearly without pulling him that far.
I think the less he has to touch it, the happier he'll be.
Oksana sees this and starts to take over handling of the body. And can we discern how he died?
So go ahead and make a medicine check. But as your patron loves your hands on dead flesh, go ahead and take advantage on that.
Thank you. So this is 21.
With a 21, you notice several things. Clothes are all muddy. Commoner, probably, not fancy clothing. There are cuts on him, but they're very shallow, almost like thorns and brambles rather than some sort of animal. There's no visible wound that has killed him, but with a 21,
Sorry, I missed this. Say it again. It didn't pick
you think he died of exhaustion.
Huh.
Like he perhaps literally ran himself to death.
I relay this information, and I will. I'm going to start going through his pockets, and from her point of view, not to loot, more of to get ideas for crazy art.
So as you're going through the pockets, this is nothing interesting whatsoever. A couple of copper coins, some Suddenly, as you reach his hand, which is splayed out kind of in a northeasterly direction, as you feel his fingers off, you see that he's clutching an old, kind of tarnished copper compass in his hand.
So did these fly?
I can't. If it's Shannon
It
with a
isn't-
fly or Oksana going crazy.
Oksana really doesn't like copper.
Like,
Like,
Brass
she's got
or
the
death?
voice in her head. Damn it, go away, voice.
seriously, this one little fly cannot get it out of our house. I'm sorry. You were saying
He's holding a compass, copper compass.
I pick up the compass. Cormac, you seem like you might be good with directions, and I hand it toward him.
It's fascinating, certainly.
Good with directions or not, this compass is not going to help you. The needle is just slowly spinning. And it doesn't spin in a regular pattern. It spins for a while, then back the other way fast. And it's as though it's literally just being pulled at random.
It's it's useless beyond anything I can figure. It's shouldn't be changing at all. I'm not even moving it. You said the fellow died of exhaustion. I suppose he was just lost.
Any tracks?
Go ahead. Make a survival check. While that's happening, Lyriel and Gummer, what are you guys doing while they're looking at this compass?
No, Gummer was going to look for tracks.
Well, you should
okay.
because I did not.
So then go ahead and do the survival check.
Okay.
Gummer.
Gummer's gonna wipe his forehead and try and focus his eyes and try and avoid the places where he stepped and cast guidance on himself.
Good.
Because my digital dice have been awful. I'm gonna actually try and roll this one. All right, that's a 16 plus 6 plus 3.
Now we are no longer doing
So-
digital dice.
You look, and there are very clear tracks. The tracks seem to be horse tracks. And they head in the direction of a tree. The hand is still splayed pointing towards that tree. And as you walk up to it, the tree has very obviously, and therefore not that long ago, they're carved into the tree exactly 13 tally marks. And you know that they're tally marks because it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 cross that only tally marks ever do. And underneath those 13 tally marks, there's an arrow pointing deeper into the woods. And you look, and this footpath, it's very clear.
And the horse tracks continue that direction.
They do.
I think he was riding a horse and it went that way.
Well, I don't want to stay with him. He died. Maybe the horse. I mean, I do like death, but come on. Maybe the horse is onto something.
There's a very clear arrow pointing you in a direction.
I mean, I know
Has the
that
copper? Sorry, go ahead.
I know that riding a horse is not. I mean, it does take some doing, but to purely straight up die of exhaustion if you're riding. Are we sure he was the one on the horse? Is there any indication of him being tied up or anything like that, Oksana?
I don't think so. I will look though. Well, when I looked exhaustion, did I notice that he may have been tied up?
You look at his arms and legs, and no.
They're just
You
scratched.
can see, though, as you look at his hands, you can see very clear marks that seem to be, it seems like it's leather rubbing from holding the reins for a long time. So that, it's, you're not positive. I mean, you roll a 21, but, it's just sort of a, I don't know what you call it exactly, but red kind of stripes, uncalloused, as though he was not used to riding
Like raw.
that. Yes, very raw. Perfect. Yep, raw.
Do we have any idea how long it would take for something like that to happen?
Make I guess it's a medicine check for you two.
While he's doing that, I have a question about the compass.
Sure.
Is it still copper, or is it oxidized copper? Does it
It's
have
somewhat
patina on
oxidized
it?
and tarnished. Yeah, it is. It is weathered.
I'm just wondering, is it copper or is it Statue of Liberty copper?
Oh, it seems to be copper. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not oxidized like
there's
that.
there's no patina. Got it.
Yeah.
That's 23.
23 physical dice for you, my friend.
Where have you been all my life?
So I forget what you asked.
Do we know about how long it would have taken for him to have developed those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, as deep as you are, you sort of walk back and look as Oksana holds his hand up. Holds his dead hand up to you to look at. 24 hours straight, at least. I mean, I guess if he'd never ridden a horse, if he was not a horse rider at all, and it's, maybe not his first time on the horse, but first time on the horse in some time, maybe it would happen faster than that. But the clothes he's wearing it's not like he's wearing a jockey's outfit, but they do seem appointed for riding, and he is wearing boots that would be logically boots you could use in stirrups.
Gummer shares that. Can't imagine anything making me so scared that I would ride for a whole day.
I mean, I had a thought that you were pretty tired when you came back as an elk last night. I mean, maybe if he had gotten lost in the mists themselves and spent too much time, but still he seems to have been going this way, right? So if he was that put upon and wanted to go to this place, perhaps it's not so terrible a place.
I don't know, but I don't want to stand around here anymore.
I vote we follow the arrow.
I agree.
You do. Again, it's a very clear path, horse tracks. You do reach a second tree. The second tree also has exactly 13 tally marks. There is an arrow that points yet further east.
Is there another dead body?
Make a perception check.
11.
11. See anything, but it's that smell again. Different though. Thicker.
If it's okay, can prior to us walking away from the dead body, Oksana would like to
No problem.
step on its hand and break off one of the fingers and put it in her bag.
Okay.
Or say,
You step on the hand. Make a strength check.
I am strong. Like bull. Where is not as strong as wanted to be. 10.
And this body's not been dead nearly long enough to be brittle enough that you can just pop off a finger. It would be like trying to pull the finger off of a human. You break it, that's easy. Pulling it actually off, it will need to be sawed off in some way.
Okay. Everyone, please do not watch. I am indisposed right now. Hopefully, she has assumed everyone turns around. I feel like Gummer and Sam would know they want to turn around. and she takes hand with broken finger and just bites on it and just does everything she can to rip off the skin and the tendons and taste this stuff.
Just roll a d20. Don't add anything. Just roll a d20. At this point, I'm waving around in the dark here.
18.
It will take you about 18 minutes to chew through this thing if you'd like to do that.
I feel
Okay.
like somebody could just give her a dagger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like 2 minutes into this.
I'm just going to be honest.
Like we
Didn't
have
you
to
have
hear
one?
it
I
at
think
this
she probably
point.
has one.
I have one. It's part of my art performance. Okay, fine. The performance started. It is very clear that I could not do this, and that I would just take him by finger as we start walking and just try to drag him just a little bit. Obviously, he's too heavy to really move, but just enough to see if I can pop that joint and rip it. And then finally, assuming that does not happen, she leave it and say, "It is good enough," and walk off.
You can rip the joint and break that finger in any direction that you want. You ain't pulling that finger off.
It is good enough. Looks up at Patron in mind.
Patron sort of says, I think you should keep trying. I believe that this is not your best effort.
I must stay in favor with this group of people who are not controlled by Fiend.
Ah, come on. Summer and Sam know everything. The other two are spooked in their own way. Come on.
Okay, I will take the time, but I will make sure that you guys keep going. I will tell you to keep going.
So as this masterpiece work of art, you're at the second tree. Lyriel, you do smell that death decay smell again. It's a little different, but definitely death.
Can we determine what direction the smell is coming from?
Seems to be coming from along. The path is very obvious. Not like a trail that's been cut on purpose, but trampling is obvious to follow. And the smell seems to be, if you go the direction the arrow on the tree is pointing.
Guys, are we just going to continue to follow the arrow?
Meanwhile, Oksana.
You have a dagger!
So are we walking, following the arrow still?
I'm not gonna force everyone, but Gummer would vote to keep going.
Yeah, Lyriel is just going to... I mean, we don't have much of a choice, right? Our options are to go back to the fog at the gate or just keep going.
Well, no, the road extends west. You guys are kind of off the road on a little side jaunt now.
Nah, Lyriel would just follow the group.
As strange as everything has been, I see no reason to follow the normal expectation that a road would be going somewhere. So this seems more like it's going to at least something. So I'm fine with following this for now.
Summer, as you
Fair.
sort of stomp along the path, it doesn't take you very long to see coming into focus is the unmoving, unbreathing body of a horse that is laying not far off the path.
He would approach it.
It's, eye looks up at you, tongue sort of hanging out. You can make a medicine check if you want.
20.
Feeling the fur, sort of feel where the lather has dried now, of course, but it appears this horse was run to death.
In the same vein, would take like 24 hours.
Long time.
It would take.
I mean, yeah, no animal is meant to sprint or an amount of time. But the fact that this horse felt or was able to be compelled to do this without just stopping is
especially
perhaps meaningful.
Rider was thrown.
Yeah. Are there any packs on the horse?
Yeah.
I'm going to start going through them.
You find make an investigation check.
I'm sorry, I lost my window. Just if I look weird.
19.
19. there's, with a 19, it's some of the stuff you would pack if you were taking a long journey, but it's not enough. And it almost feels like it was thrown together. Like there's one ration kind of wrapped in a cloth. And, the compass, obviously, he'd had. You find other little things. You find there's a bedroll. You kind of have to go almost under the horse to sort of see and pull it, but it is there. The only thing you find that's of really any particular interest is there is sort of a folded up letter in one of them. And the letter reads, "To whom it may concern, she was right." That's it. It's written very sloppily.
Sorry, I have the hiccups. I'm assuming I don't recognize the handwriting.
It's Elizabeth Durst's.
Not at all. No, definitely not.
Elizabeth.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Mike,
I'll show the letter to
yet?
everybody.
Gummer, as you look up past the horse, it does seem to be a third tree. Always seems to have something that resembles tally marks and an arrow on it.
Gummer is almost tempted to press on just so they don't have to watch Oksana try to gnaw on the dead horse.
Speaking of which, let's check back in on Oksana. We don't even need to do the process this time. Just describe me the end result. As I am at the art show, what is it that I'm looking at?
You're looking at the body is kind of posed in toward the tree, laying down, missing finger, and then so I've smelled death beyond this in essence, or have they
What do you
relayed that?
They would be probably too far unless they're shouting back to you, which they seem to be pointedly ignoring you.
You sure you don't want to shout? Okay, so she will take the finger out of her mouth, which there's no grossness.
Not really any blood left. It's kind of gross.
Right.
Tastes gross, but it's not.
Kind of disappointing, quite frankly. And she will back out and count paces and walk 17 steps, because for whatever reason this is lucky number, and will actually walk 20 steps, that is ideal number, and place the finger pointing the direction we are going.
You point the finger directly west.
Yes, but it's 20 feet away from body, if that's where we are going, towards west.
As you finish, kind of look, and you hear in your head, "Now see? Isn't that nice?"
Thank you, Father. Still don't have a name.
Please don't call me that. It's intensely creepy.
Really, that's the creepiest thing she's done today. Okay.
I almost call you Mister, and then for some reason I feel like I have heard this on another show or something. So I don't know.
As you're talking, you realize he's gone. Your head is utterly vacant except your own brain.
Well,
You know, sometimes
He does come and go.
sometimes stuff is happening inside of another character's head, and you wish you knew so that you could interact with it. Every time your thing's happening inside your head, I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to come up with anything to say to that.
I'm going to say, is Cormac not interested? No, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay, I tried to catch up with them.
Summer, as you approach tree number 3, 13 tally marks an arrow, but this arrow points, have suddenly circled back. This arrow points into the fog.
Do we want to test it?
I don't know, but I really think I shouldn't have come with you guys. I should have slept on the porch of that tavern.
I don't know.
In the Cracker Barrel chairs.
Yes, in the Cracker Barrel rocking chairs. She slept worse.
Cormac, the compass isn't doing anything, is it?
Hey, look,
As you look down, it's doing the same thing, just utterly random movement.
it's all over the place. I don't know. It's not going to help us, I don't think.
Little bugger.
I think we should go back. But I will do whatever. I'm tired from my artistic endeavors.
Do we want to know what you did?
But we're about to see it, aren't we?
If we go back,
Go back.
As good as reason as any to head into the fog, perhaps.
you're not allowed to be funny.
Well, I mean, the worst we've seen so far is that you turn around and come back, or not turn around, just you come popping back out, and then we'll see your work after it's had even longer to decay.
Oh, this is very good. You are smart. You are getting me. We have connection. I know it.
If there's any sensible path through this mist, I think it should be our number one thing to learn about.
It certainly doesn't seem sensible right now.
That may have been an overstatement, but
There is, at least as far as the mist itself, you can't see anything through it, but the footpath is clear. Right into it.
didn't we tie ourselves together when we were in the mist the first night?
Sam had a rope.
I think we did.
As Cormac thinks about that, Sam, I have a rope if we would like to use it.
So you want to use it for?
It sure knackered me. I don't know that anybody wants to go through it.
I agree with
I
the
don't-
Gummer.
I don't want to get separated because, I don't want to have to decide whether to go looking for you all. But I think we should try this. Even for
I
a
don't really
moment.
want to go in the fog.
I think we should then split a party because I don't think there's any other way. We are moving forward for this. Oksana will go in fog with Cormac.
Sam says,
Does Cormac want to go?
Sam says, I will travel in the fog. Unless you think, and he looks at Lyriel, unless you think I should remain behind.
If we gotta pull someone back, you're the strongest one we got.
Hands you at one end of the rope.
I look at Sam and I just say, I was trying to get him to not want to go in the fog. If I creepily had to go with him. Hello?
So this was what you have called reverse psychology.
Yes. Maybe? Oh, yes. Not for you. For Cormac, yes. And I try to stay quiet. For Cormac, yes. But, he will be so scared to go in the fog with me that we won't have to go.
If
I
not,
do not know if this kind of thing works. Cormac seems very intelligent to me. He may see through this ruse.
I mean, if we go, we go, and we go alone. I'm just saying, benefit, not benefit. You don't have to go. Anyway, whatever. Where are we going, people?
Who's walking into the mist?
I don't want to put anyone at risk, but I think I'm probably more danger to you if I stay nearby. This needs to be understood. And I'll walk into the mist.
I will go. I follow.
You walk through this mist. It's very cold. You can seem to see, you can't see in front of you at all, but you can see, if you look down at your feet, as each footstep goes, it kicks up enough mist for you to see that you're still on the trail. You guys walk some time. Eventually, Lyriel, you see Sam is holding this rope, and Sam, suddenly the rope is being pulled across to the other side of the road. And Sam says, they are going this way. We should follow them. And he starts to walk. You are in the midst of walking what feels like very straight. And you don't feel any tension in that rope at all. And it is a moment when you walk for a few minutes and you're so focused on what you're doing that you suddenly realize, this is a 50-foot rope. We've walked for hundreds of feet. And it's at that exact moment that you walk out of the mist. You see Sam and Lyriel standing, looking at you. And Sam says, why did the party cross the road?
What? I don't understand question.
So, Cormac, Gummer, and Oksana, I need you to make Constitution saving throws for me.
Well, why do I need to?
Yes,
Did you
Gummer?
did you not
didn't go
did you not go in the
Oh
mist?
no, I didn't.
Okay, then no, then definitely you did not.
Natural
Oh,
20.
sorry. Use.
What's that?
Natural 20, 22.
Sorry, I thought I got a critical roll, but I did not. I got a 19 saving throw.
Constitution.
23.
You guys both emerge from this mist, and it does feel like you walked for half an hour, maybe. It felt only like about 5 minutes. To those of you on the outside, it was about 5 minutes.
Sorry. So they went into the mist
Mhm.
and then crossed the road or the path.
A road.
So where the gate was?
It's like the house.
There was no gate when they were walking.
Okay.
And again, when you guys realize you're on the other side of the road, like, at no point did you notice curving. At no point did you notice, oh, I was in leaves and now I'm on road. It's as though
We don't know why we cross road. Do you?
as you guys look, now with them sort of safe and sound, Summer, you sort of look around and there is a tree. It has no tally marks on it. But there is a dagger stabbed into it and left there. Looks like something has been carved into it. Looks different. As you walk up to it, it looks like there's a very rough carving of like a stick figure sitting on a stick horse. It's carved into a tree. This is not art, but it is clearly a person, and that person is clearly astride something that is supposed to be a horse. And underneath it is carved 2 sentences. The horseman rides, and underneath that, the seer spoke true.
Seer.
Seer. Purple clues.
Have we seen any seers? Oh my god, this sounds ridiculous. We haven't. Would I have met
Like-
any seers or know what a seer is?
You would know what a seer is,
Okay.
for sure. Seers are
No, I mean, I do. know.
are rare enough that it's possible you haven't met one, but you would
Okay.
know what it is for sure. You all would know. It is some sort of psychic of some kind.
Well, I would
thought.
really like to see this seer. Maybe they could help us see our way home.
Summer, this seems to be the last tree. The path, there is no arrow, but you do follow this path, and it leads up toward the road. And it looks like if you follow that path, cross the road on the same line, you'll end up at the first tree. It's as though you've walked in a circle.
The notches.
Are there any horse tracks here? Like, if he was riding for as long as he was riding, would I get the impression, or would we get the impression that he was riding in a circle?
Very much so. There are horse tracks here. It appears that almost as though it was some race where you loop around, he looped, and every time he stopped and carved a tally to see how many times he'd gone. And eventually didn't go anymore.
Well, there's no such thing as a failed experiment. We know something we did not. It may not be clear, but certainly seems more likely than ever that poor person exhausted himself going in a loop. I guess it won't work, and we won't have that wandering at our backs as we go back on the road.
I think we had the direction that was the other up. I don't know
As
what
you-
happened.
As
It
you
wasn't
walk
go-
back, you do sort of look back toward the mist which you and Cormac had walked into, and it seems to be holding steady still. It's not encroaching on you at all. And the road continues west into these dark, overhanging woods.
Well, west it is, I guess.
I guess we just
you
keep
walk-
going.
As you keep going west, you walk probably another mile. And suddenly these dark woods kind of fall away. And you realize you're up on a rise. I wouldn't call it a hill. You're up on a rise and you're looking down into kind of this really misted, gloomy valley. And the fog is not thick through the valley. It's almost in these little dots of thick clouds. You do hear thunder and you sort of look up, and the clouds above you look a little angrier than they did before. The light's still cold and gray. You now can see that there are mountains on either side, many miles away, but that this road kind of seems to cut right through this valley. The trees on the mountain seem to be different types of trees. They seem like evergreens more than the trees in which you have been walking. To the north, you can see there's this sort of, a stony kind of mount, tufts of trees on it. To the south, there's a very obvious sort of snow-capped peak as by far the tallest mountain, and it towers over this rest. You look up the rest of the muddy road, and it does continue on ahead. Suddenly, not trees though, you're going to walk through yellowed grasses, and looks like if you keep going, you're going to start to approach what looks like farmland.
Farmland means people. That makes me happy.
Did you say something, Q? I didn't pick up.
No.
Is
Just the
fog
farmland
following
thing.
us?
Yeah. Say that again?
Is the fog still following us?
As far as you can see, you can't really see it. One assumes it's at the gate waiting for you.
I guess the only thing we can do is keep going. We can't go through the fog.
Agreed.
Yes.
Onward. If it's farm, it means there are people around, of course, right?
Presumably.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be town or something where we can know more about the news.
Hopefully.
So you continue ahead. You do notice that alongside the road, suddenly there's not right next to it, but alongside it, many yards away, there's a river. The river's the first lovely, not scary thing you've seen here. It's very clear. Clear as, looks like almost like a blue winter sky as it kind of curves through. And ahead of you, you see what looks like a small village. Not very big, but very clear houses and dwellings. And it looks like the road's going to take you straight to it.
I've been so happy to see a town in my life.
I do feel I'm bringing even more dangers with me than I usually do, but we
But
need
it
information.
didn't bring the mist, so let it go for now.
As your steps get a little bit lighter, and some of the tiredness of the day, both physically and emotionally, you can walk that far, maybe only a few miles. But just as that lightness and sort of happiness is way too strong a word, glimmer of hope, suddenly looking straight toward the village, there's this fog that starts to sort of move away from the top of the village. And as that fog passes, you see looming above it a dark and twisted castle. The castle is completely alone. It's standing on what looks like a pillar of steep stone. It is the only building this large anywhere in any direction. For just a moment, a distant spear of lightning sort of crackles. 6 or 7 seconds later, you hear the boom. And as the lightning crackles, it sort of illuminates the tower in harsh light and shadow. And for just that glimpse, you feel like you see it very clearly. It's tall and foreboding. Hard to imagine a building is... It's hard to imagine there's any more evil building than the one you just escaped last night. But if there were, that's it. As the fog passes back over, the castle disappears from view, the heaviness sinks right back into your legs as you look toward the village, and the thought, this time unspoken, well, as we just keep going. And as you plod on toward the village, we will end here for tonight, and we will see what awaits you in this village next Monday.
All right, guys.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.